Got him! Got him!
All information and content in this video demonstration is strictly for educational and self-study purposes. Never attempt to tamper with any computer or network you have not been given explicit authorization to do so. Use a personal lab. Have fun.
Actor discovers stored cross-site vulnerability on enterprise website. The vulnerability is used to connect a victim with the browser exploitation framework. A user discloses their password to a false prompt. Finally, the stolen credential is used to create a computer object called bad cake.
ADALANCHE utility uses LDAP to capture information. This will include all objects, attributes, and permissions for delegation. The ADALANCHE tool will be used again to load the information captured into a browser for interactive review. This uses graphs made up of nodes connected by edges. Last, the use of some tools seen here. These will be used to make changes, validate, and access resources. We'll start with the ADALANCHE data capture. In a nutshell, it will use LDAP to capture all of the AD objects along with permissions. Attack paths can be visualized with the information. The command syntax is seen here on the screen. Collect Active Directory. The command flags are seen here. For the demo, we will use the flags at the bottom. At the top is the full command line, which will use the bad cake object to dump the target AD. Depending on what context is used for the capture, some information may or may not be readable. When ready, the analyze command is used to process the data. After a short time, the browser will open automatically.
There it is.
Yes. Down here there is this query box, in which we will use this simple query seen top right.
109 user objects in the security lab.
Where is Owen? Oh, bottom of the list. Select his object to view the LDAP attributes. This is just a small snippet. Objects and attributes. Take a quick look and right-click on Owen to display this context.
Select what can this node reach.
The visual map is displayed. This is the graph of nodes and edge connections. Owen's object is this one with the red outline. Let's move these a little bit. Any object that is directly connected is an edge case from Owen to another object. Here are 3 seen with arrows. Now let's take a look at the edge relation between Owen and the application users group. This connection here. Let's bring it down here to take a closer look. When a connection is selected, the details of the edge case are displayed. What is seen at the top is that Owen can add member objects to this group.
But how? Owen has been designated as manager of this group. He also has the enablement to change membership. The reasons for this will unfold more as this series moves along.
The LDAP utility has a built-in add to group command. Using this with the syntax bit seen here on the screen, the remote connection will use Owen's context to connect. The bad cake object will be added to the application users group. Once the command is put together and sent, we see it is successful. Let's take a look at the changes in Active Directory. For that, let's load up the go.dap utility.
go.dap is a very functional LDAP client for the terminal user interface. Check out the features here. The connect syntax we will use is at the bottom.
Alright, here we are. This is the main screen. It should look familiar if you've used LDAP. Organizational units and objects over on the left side. Attributes and values on the right.
I'm used to this.
What is that?
It's a duck.
Anyways, here is the Tier 2 OU. This is where the object resides, which was compromised in the initial access campaign. Let's take a quick look at the object attributes. There is the DN. Object, GUID. Last time the password was changed. And the ever so important SAM account name.
I hear it goes down in the DNs.
Let's take a look at the application users group now. The group is selected on the left. On the right, see the managedBy attribute. There is the DN to Owen's object. Now, up here, the member attribute. Let's zoom in a little bit on this. Threat actor breaches Owen. Owen's managedBy delegation is abused. The bad cake object is added to the application users group.
I see there in the description, this group has some login capabilities.
Correct. Let's validate that chain. Command on the top uses evilwinrm to connect using badcake. We enter the password that was used when said object was created.
The shell logon works. Who am I shows cake. Logged onto a PC named Tiny11.
Okay then.
Let's take a quick look back at the core actions completed in this demo. We had 4 major points to share. The bad cake object was used with ADALANCHE to discover the target directory. The data pulled with ADALANCHE was analyzed visually. Using this information, we found that Owen had delegation to a group. Next, 2 terminal tools were used. LDAP used to abuse Owen's managedBy attribute delegation. go.dap was brought in to take a look at the Active Directory. Last, the evilwinrm tool was touched on. Used to test whether the delegation abuse had effectively worked.
Consider the fact that Active Directory runs on LDAP. Finding the questionable signals amongst all the operational traffic is daunting.
At the same time, delegation of permissions is also common for medium to large orgs. It is easy to get lost in a maze of permissions. Tactic TA0007, which is discovery. The use of the bad cake object through ADALANCHE to discover Active Directory. Mitigation is difficult. Some security inspect products such as Defender for Identity may alert on wide filters.
We have Tactic TA003, Persistence, Technique T1098007. This is account manipulation, domain groups.
This type of attack vector cannot be easily mitigated with preventative controls. Delegations are system features. The MITRE Defend ID is D3DAM. This is monitoring for changes to objects.
Okay, but that sounds like it needs real thought.
I wonder what's on the TV tonight. See you next time.